Hi everyone, so let's continue our journey, and in the couple of videos we are going to talk about Nestjs unit testing with the TypeORM, Sequelize, Mongoose, Prisma, and then we will start our journey with the end-to-end testing. So in the Nestjs you can write end-to-end testing with a super test or pactum, and we are going to build test suite. We are going to run the end-to-end tests on CI/CD pipeline. We are going to run the coverage, and we are going to cover all the scenarios of end-to-end testing. So let's stay tuned. In this session, we are going to hit actual database for the end-to-end testing, and what all components we are going to use. We are using Prisma, which is going to interface with the MongoDB, and we are going to write end-to-end test, which is going to use Pactum. So you can use a Pactum or a super test. Both modules are used for hitting the actual APIs. So this particular application has some APIs which contains the login, registration, and all those things. So we should be able to hit the actual API and test all those endpoints. I'm just checking the application first, npm run build, npm run test. Or first I will try to show you what this application contains. Npm run debug. I just executed tests. So build is fine. I can start this application. So I will try to show you what this application contains. It has some login endpoint. So here first generate the Prisma because we are using Prisma. So you can just do npx Prisma generate. It will create the Prisma client for us. And then you can also do the migrate. But here we are using MongoDB. So migration is not possible. So another important thing, we are using MongoDB here. And when you are using MongoDB with the Prisma, it needs the replica set enabled. I mean, I have faced this trouble every time when I use Prisma with the MongoDB. So now what do I have is I have created a Docker file, and that Docker file contains the instructions to bootstrap the MongoDB container for me, which has the replica set enabled. And I just do Docker compose up, which gives me the MongoDB container to which I can connect through Prisma. You can see the URL is MongoDB root and its auth source is admin. So if you are struggling with this, then this example will be helpful how to work with the Prisma and MongoDB. And here we are going to write our unit test cases. So our Docker compose app is running. What I will do is we can just simply do npm run test, which is running the end-to-end unit test. I don't have any unit test here. I'm just running the application to see what this application contains, and it has a lots of endpoints. And here you need to provide the admin. If you want to see the documentation, admin and admin. This also I have configured in the code because we are using express basic auth to validate that nobody can see the Swagger API docs until unless you are authorized. So admin, and here I can see the API spec. The API specs are simple. Here we are doing login, sign up, login, sign out, refresh, and the user data. Now let's do the end-to-end test for these endpoints. First you register yourself, then do the login. Once you have a token, use that token to access the endpoints, right? So we will write the end-to-end test. For that, we have a sign up, sign in, sign out, list of all the users APIs. So we'll try to hit some of the APIs to check. Auth local sign up. I will just try to pass the data, and here I got the token, and I can use this particular token in the authorized block. So now let's try to test this particular interface. Here we are doing sign up and sign in, and we are getting the access token and the refresh token. So you can copy this access token, and then this access token can be used to get your own profile detail because we are using this Nest, JWT passport, JWT auth guard and all. So you need to pass this authorization header to get the user profile. I'm not explaining the code itself because here we are talking about testing, not how to write a simple login and register. For that, I already have lots of videos. So here we are writing app end-to-end test cases, and we will just first create the Nest module. First we'll create the app instance, and then we'll start the application, iNest application and Prisma because we are using the Prisma service. Here we are doing before anything, get the application instance async block, and here we are going to create the app instance const module reference equal to await. I think it should be test dot create test module, and pass your app module, root module of the application. So everything is included in the module reference. It has everything, all your controller services and everything. Just compile it, and now module reference dot app equal to module reference dot get, sorry, dot create nest application. Your application is created. Then you can just do app dot init. You can also register your middleware, pipes, interceptors, anything which you want. Here I'm registering a validation pipe, app.use global pipe, new validation pipe. That should be not inside an object. Let's fix it. New validation pipe, and here you can just specify transform, whitelist, all these different options true. So I have registered a validation pipe with this, and now I can just do app.init and app.listen. So we are doing app.init and app.listen on particular port. And then Prisma, we need to get the Prisma service using app.get Prisma service of type Prisma service. And then we can simply get started with the writing the end-to-end test cases. So we have app instance now. We got the Prisma service instance, and then Prisma.clean database. I think there is a method clean database. This is very important, and why we are doing it? Before all run this operation. I mean, whenever you you do the tests, first of all, clean the database. So this will happen for each and every execution of the test. And this is important because we need to have a clean database every time. And Prisma has a utility, Prisma.clean database. It actually wipe out the entity data. That's very useful for us. And then we are using Pactum. So I'm just setting the base URL for the Pactum. So we don't need to specify the whole endpoint URL while writing the end-to-end test. So this is the base, because 333 is the port we are using. And after all, you can just do the cleanup. So what we are doing inside a cleanup is app.close. And here this is before all and after all. Now we will write our test case, use end-to-end test case for writing checking the APIs. So this is a simple DTO, and here I'm trying to hit the login API or the sign up API. So this is the auth DTO, and I'm going to check for the bad request first. Like when I'm passing the only email, not password, when I'm passing the password, not email, this API should be giving the bad request exception. So how to write API spec? API test using Pactum. We can just do pactum.spec.post with body. It has all these helper methods. Okay, just do the post to this endpoint with this particular body. We are passing only password, and once this is done, you are executing it, then this is what we will expect status 400, because we will be getting the bad request here. We can write furthermore another test case where you are just passing the password. So the auth sign up, we are passing only the email. And if you are passing the email, then obviously the payload is not complete. You will get bad request, pactum.spec, auth local sign up. If you are not passing anything, you will get a status code 400. So this is how, you can write any type of complex sample for writing the unit test. So important part here is how we initialize the app. We are doing module reference.create application, registering the global pipes if needed, initialize the application and start the application on port, and then get the Prisma service and the Pactum. Now you are just doing a pactum.spec.get put post delete with or without body and .expect. So this is how we are writing a simple unit test. This is not a very advanced example of unit test, very simple, but how to get started with the unit test, this is explaining. And I have all the basic APIs of login, register, get user profile that we are testing through this. Now you can just do simply npm run test, npm run test E2E, and get it running.